What cost has that come to you,
So,
personally and in business?
okay, well, at the time and for the first 3 years, it came at a big financial cost. I had to take my kids were in like a really nice private school. I had to take them out because I had to work for 2 years, like not getting paid. So I took a financial cost. I had to give up all of my marketing clients. So I had no income. I had to like work on a building site, like so physically, you know, unloading lorries, sweeping floor. Like I had no useful skills for a construction company. So I was at the bottom, like I was sweeping floors and unloading lorries and, you know, making phone calls or going and get pieces of guttering or, you know, I was the gopher.
Not knowing what their items were. Either,
no,
really.
I didn't even know what they were. I didn't even know what they were. I went, just say that again. I was Googling it. It doesn't sound like it's spelt. And it's like, oh, no, I don't know what that is. And I was getting the wrong things. And it was honest. It was like being on work experience when you're 16. And I thought, like, I've given up a role where I know what I'm doing. I'm good at what I'm doing. I have good clients. And I'm labouring on a building site, not even getting paid. I thought, what? Like, all because somebody told me that I couldn't do it. But, yeah, that was, I mean, we're almost 4 years on now. And it's in a really good place. So I absolutely love what I do now. I'm not labouring on the building site anymore. So as soon as I was able to get the company into profit, so we're talking 2 years down the line, into profit, able to start paying myself, able to enjoy it, like, because the pressure was off, right? The bank loan was paid, the loans were paid back. We were into profit. We're like, I know what I'm doing now. I know what the names of these building materials are now. I can order them without making mistakes. There are other challenges, like you've got the increase of materials costs, the great plaster shortage of 2021 and all those kind of things. Cement shortages, all these kind of daily challenges that property people face. But I've been able to put in a system now, and I've had people that have now worked for me for like 3-4 years. So I've been able to promote them, for example, to site manager. So I was doing the site managing, I was labouring, I was doing all the paperwork, the legal work, the sales, the marketing. Like I was doing everything. And I had 2 kids that were off school because of COVID. So it was ridiculous what I was trying to do. But, you know, when I think back, it was probably, you know, keep your mind busy and then you don't think about what's just happened.
So,
I don't know. I think had I been in a sane state of mind, would I have made the same decision to take on that business? I don't know whether I would have. I don't think I do make the same decision now.
I don't know, because I've looked at you when you've obviously I've been following you for a while, and it's not the only thing you've done in the last 2-3 years. You've then gone and purchased another 10 properties in 12 months, which is not easy to do.
So when you've got nothing, you've got nothing to lose. Like, that's one of my favourite sayings. So at that time, because I had no income and actually I'd just taken on a load of debt and a business that I didn't know how to run, I started educating myself on property, and I started reading about these property investors who had these portfolios of properties that paid them monthly income for like no work. And I'm thinking, why am I labouring on a building site when I need to be having properties that pay me every month? That's what I need to do. So I thought, right, that's what I'll do. So I had 50 grand of savings that I'd sort of saved over the last few years doing my marketing. And I was like, right, okay, what can I do? How I could burn through that in a year? I need to stretch that and invest that to pay me an income. And that's what I did. So I set myself the goal of getting 10 buy-to-let properties in 10 months. Did that through a range of various strategies like new build to rent, BRRRs, and just straightforward buy-to-lets. So that I had that. Took me a year, well, 10 in 10 months, but by the time everything was refinanced, it would be just over the 12-month mark to start paying me a salary.
That's ridiculous.
Ironic.
That's watching.
Ironically, by the time I'd got that set up, I'd also got the business into profit. So it was a win-win at the time.
Yeah. So for anyone that is listening, you can do it, but you have to sacrifice. I think is the message to take from that.
Yeah.
You have to believe. I've often have conversations with people, and like, yeah, I really want to achieve X amount. That's obviously 5 or 10 grand seems to be the figure that's thrown around nowadays. But you touched on something there. When you've got nothing to lose, I think everyone's definition of something to lose is different.
Yeah.
So you had your kids, and often I'm speaking to people. I can't do that because of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Why was your mindset different?
Do you know, I feel really bad now, but I didn't even take the kids into consideration when I made that decision. I was like, I naturally think what's best for me will be best for them.
I think because we've both got kids, and I understand why you've done it. But there'd be people out there that have kids and can't understand why you've made that decision to put them out of school, to think later on. I completely understand why you've done that. Because they're going to have a better life.
And luckily, I've proved that right now, because I'm now looking at putting them back into like a school that they want to go to, and you know they now have a holiday home in Marbella, and they have like a rental portfolio that they're going to inherit, and potentially a development company as well.
But so, also, it really doesn't matter what people think.
It doesn't matter, no.
It really doesn't matter what people. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Who really gives a shit? You've taken on this massive debt, and also obviously built a portfolio in 10 months that people take for 10 years, really, let's be honest, and procrastinate over. I've been looking at doing property for the last 3 years. No, you really haven't. You've just been looking on Rightmove. Yeah.
Well, that was me. That's what I've been doing.
Right, okay. I mean, we're all guilty of it. I was doing the same.
I was like, oh, there's no hurry.
Yeah, but then you just took the action. But you've done it in 10 months.
Yeah.
And not only that, you've now turned it into a profit.
Yeah.
So...
But it was going back to the first question you asked me, is like, what shaped you into the person that you are now? Well, it's the last 4 years that shaped me into the person I am now, and probably not the previous 34 years.
But I think it kind of has, because that's what's driven you. It's given you that drive, the ambition not to...
Do you know, I think because I had such a comfortable life, a comfortable childhood, I was never forced out of my comfort zone. And actually being forced out of your comfort zone is probably one of the best things that can ever happen to you.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people that live in there. And even sometimes when I fall back, I go, oh, that's all right, I've had a good month or good quarter, whatever it may be. I go, that's really good. No, we've got to keep moving forward. But you do have to recognise that it is okay to sometimes relax, chill out a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what you've done is amazing. And then sometimes, I mean, do you ever look back at what you've achieved in the last, say, 3-4 years now and go, wow?
I get like post-imposter syndrome, if that's possible.
Yeah.
I'm like, I take on new projects and I think, oh my God, I can't do this. How am I going to do it? And then I realise I've already done it, and I've done more than that, actually. So, and I think, oh my God, did I do that properly? How could I have done that? How did I do it? And I do question myself, and I'm like, no, I did do it. I've done it. Like, I can do it again. I can keep going. So, yeah. But surrounding yourself with people who are also doing the same thing as you has helped me no end.
So when you was on site, what was it like when you first arrived on site? Because, again, this has been spoken about on other podcasts. How did you deal with the... I wouldn't say abuse. Abuse is the wrong word, but the men that were on site. Really, that's what it was, wasn't it? You would have turned up on site, and I've heard you say this. Where's the man?
Where's the man in charge?
Where's the man in charge? Yeah.
Always, like, that was the favourite saying. Where's the man in charge? Where's the boss? And I just used to say, oh, well, you're looking at her. Oh, right. But even other comments like, oh, how do you manage all this, love? How do you manage this yourself? Is if you've got a partner, are they helping you? I'm like, no, actually, I'm a single mum. Oh, So I got used to sort of surprising people, really. How did I deal with it? It used to upset me. It did upset me to start with. And then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to laugh at it, because they don't know any better. That, like, they don't know any better, and that's it. Like, so I'm just going to educate them.